Hello, ladies and gentlemen. I'm Lawrence Dolo, TV instructor, welding and fabrication, Eurasian project funded by the European Union. Today, I'll be producing you guys simple co-parts that we can use in our daily activities in our homes. But we'll first start by introducing the various tools, the safety procedure, how to use those tools. Because a safe man is a long-working man. But when you're not safe, you'll be going into a problem for yourself. So you gotta first inspect your tools, what the tools you've been using for the day job before you start your job. Because any injury you come across, the company negatively employ another person and you will be going at home. So before you do any job, you gotta inspect your tools that you've been using for the day before you start that job. So for now, we'll be inspecting our raw tools that are being used for our co-part protection today. We'll be having our electric grinder. Any electric grinder, guys, is an electric component. So you got to do the inspection. You got variety of discs. You got two different discs. So you got to inspect the discs you've been using. For now, we got the cutting disc on. So now it's proper for use. So we got to do our inspection on the cable. If there's any cut, when there is cut, if it can be repaired, but it can be repaired, you replace it. So for now, our BB grinder, which is commonly known as cutting disc or electric grinder, is in a very good condition, which is ready for use. We'll be using also. And we got our welding helmet. The welding helmet is there to prevent your eyes and face from the radiation. Because when you're welding, it's an arc that is produced. That arc that is produced and called radiation. It can infect the eye. It can also lead to a future blindness. So for that reason, for you to not get blind at your young age, to continue working and enjoy the money you want to make, you gotta use the proper equipment for that time. As you can see here, we got our square. The square will be used to get the correct size of the perimeter you're using. But the perimeter, because the two pieces of metal you've been using to join together and form any equipment for that matter is called perimeter. So today we're having our 30mm sheet. And 30mm sheet here, we're taking pieces from there to form our co-part. But we'll be forming a two-side co-part. And so we are in Liberia with mostly Imperial system, which is not the English system. All our measurement will be in the English system. But when you are in a from a French background, you can also use the metric system. But for now, we'll be using the Imperial systems. We'll first start by demonstrating the various sizes. If you observe the normal co-part size, you'll see that they get two sizes that there, two different sizes. At the bigger size and get another two opposite sides also, or smaller size. They are all measured. You don't just fall from the sky and just get it where you see it too. They can be measured. The two longer sizes you see there, they are normally 26 inches by 6 inches. But when you are dealing with the measure system, you will say 66mm by 15mm. And as 66mm by 15mm you get there, you'll be subtracting a piece from the side to get the entire diagram, because all will not be the 26 or 66mm and just form the co-part. Then you can see for here, you gotta get a slanting side to find an angle. The angle, the upper end of the angle will be the 26 inches and the length will be 6 inches. When you go by, you observe that the lower end will be a little bit smaller than the upper part. So the lower end will be 18 inches stay, but it's 18 inches by the same 6 inches. What you're doing now is you're minusing 18 inches from the entire 26 to make it vivid, so you can see what I'm talking about. Is I usually measure about 26 inches or 66mm. From here to here will be the 26 inches I'm speaking about, and from here to here will be the 6 inches. When you convert the 26 inches to millimeter, this side will be the 66mm, and you convert the 6 inches to millimeter, be about 15mm. See what I'm speaking about? Then you look at the lower part. The lower part is a little bit shorter than the upper part, what I just showed usually. The shorter side will be about 18 inches. It'll be about 18 inches. So you can do the same normal conversion, and you will get something. The only short thing you're doing there is you're minusing the entire 26 to get the lower end. You just minus 18 from the entire 26. The rest of the other is on the two angle. So what you're doing in short, since there is 26, to get this side, you're minusing 4 from this side, 4 from the side. Then you will get the normal size of the 18. That's how you get 18 millimeter. So you observe that you have to produce 2 other pieces of the same sizes, the same length and the same width. You're not producing something different from the other. But you got to get the 2 sizes to give you the 2-side copper, or copper rather. Then you also observe that you have to get another smaller size. So here will be the smaller size. I think you can remember, you just said about 13 inches. This will be 13 inches. Lay 13 inches here, you minusing 5.5 from there, so this will be the 5.5 inches. So the 2 sides that left, or the 2 verses that left, will be, one side is the 13 millimeter minusing 3.75 from one side, 3.75 from one side. So when you see 3.75 times 2, it will be something there, 7.5. So 7.5 plus 5.5 will give 13 millimeter. So the entire width, it will give 13 inches. So the entire width from here is 13 inches. Down here is 5.5 inches. So from up here to here, it is seen at 6 inches. So 6 inches it is seen at 15 millimeter. So you can also get this one. You have to get 4 pieces of this because it's facing double-sided copper. Then you also observe that the copper has to be seated. You're not going to face the copper, you have to be up one way, how to be seated. Could I be seated in a frame or in a seat? The seat will be something like a little bit longer than the normal size. The seat that could be seated in should be something like 30 inches, 30 inches by 6. So if you can see closer here, you see that we are already doing a precision marking on this metal sheet. From the other angle to here will be like 30 inches. So the 30 inches, what we're doing is we're minusing 6 from all sides, 6 from the left, 6 from the right. So you in the middle will be 18. So the only thing we're doing right now, so when you get 18, you call it 18 and you form it, then you'll be using it for the bottom of the cook pot. But the 2 sides is where the pot can usually sit, or the pot is usually seated for the day-to-day meal production in our homes. So maybe we'll go about like doing our cutting of the other 26 inches metal piece that left to form our complete cook pot. So like I said, initially we got to do our 3D inspection or pre-inspection before we start. So we're already done with the inspection of our grinder. So the next thing we're doing will be inspecting our extension cord. These are equipment that you don't normally repair. You can look at the rating. If the rating is not equivalent to your grinder, do not use it. If you're having a shock in it, do not use it because the life you say today may be yours or maybe somebody close to you. Because anything will happen here today will affect you greatly. So we got to do our inspection. Now we're having our extension cord. We will normally use it in the workshop. It doesn't matter how long you use it for, it can still get a problem in your day. So now we have our extension cord. We will normally use that, which is more than 25 amp. We got 25 amp by 10 amp, we get 250 foot, which is normally rated. It can take the grinder, we get a quick grinder, taking less than 5 amp. So we'll plug in another extension cord. The extension cord we're plugging in is not really rated because the heavy duty extension cord. So you can also take it. We turn it on. So we are going about to get our second piece for the 26 by 6 inches. Always by the way, the flying pieces of metal or the chips will not come in contact with your PPE. When I say PPE, meaning your personal protective equipment that you're using. It could be your cover arm, it could be your vest, it could be anything that you're using for yourself. You should also use the proper PPE also for cutting because you gotta get hand glove, or you gotta get cutting goggle. Goggle has a variety of types. You get one there for welding, you get another one there for cutting. So you should use the welding shades for the welding or the cutting goggle for the cutting. So for now, I'm about to do the cutting, so I will be using my transparent glasses where I will see every other chips I'll be coming across, and also having a safety boots on for that purpose because I don't want anything that will affect me tomorrow for my children to be like, I don't know. Okay, now we are like done with the cutting portion or the cutting section of the co-part facing. So we are about to like join them together by pieces. Because they're all in pieces, you can see them here. Here they are. They are of they are of the different styles like I initially explained. And these are the pieces that we're about to join together. Like I was talking about the lower section A. Here is the lower section. Here where the co-part will be seated before you can like be done with the whole thing. So we're about to start joining them together. But we will not be joining the co-part together just the way we are like. We got to put on our raw PPE that we said initially. So we're about to go on. Now we're using our welding transformer, which is also rated 220, 110, 220. So we'll be using it now for our joining process. We're not going to join them together one time. We'll join them piece by piece because they have like 4 different pieces. So we'll be joining them by piece. But the first start by like putting on our PPE, like I initially said. We'll take one on the longer side. Using the electrode, which is rated UC13, which is not really a high tension rod, but it's a stainless steel rod we use for welding steel. And like thin metal that is not more than 3 or 5 millimeters you can use for welding. You can use to weld them with. So we use now UC13 electrode to join our pieces together like I stated. So we're about to start welding and we're about to go. Hello guys, thanks for watching. This is the final product of our co-part that we're fixing. My name is Lawrence Dolo, Welding and Fabrication. Please follow us on Facebook. You're in Liberia. This project is funded by the European Union.